Yo, 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 it's your boy 021 Big Bear out here doing a reaction video. And this is centered around a song by Tom MacDonald, Church. Now, I want to have a disclaimer. The disclaimer is that this guy doesn't make Christian music. So, the only reason why I'm actually obviously doing it because it centers around something that we can relate if you're a believer, and the way the song is written, if you're not a believer in Christianity, you can still relate to these type of emotions. So yeah, because I will explain further along once I'm in the song. So let's give it a shot, and I'm gonna be acting and giving my thoughts on it.
I need a short drink or a long prayer. I've been sober, but I don't care. I'm so scared of my own self. I get no help, and that's no fair, so don't go there.
So this is feelings that we normally have, and even in this song, it shows that he has obviously, I don't know any background of Tom MacDonald. I don't know what he's been through, but just by the way that the tattoos and things like that, I'm not judging, but the look that he is currently presenting is a type of look that it's like somebody that's been through a lot. And even the way his voice, the way it comes across on his vocals, it also has that pain. So even when you hear it's like he used to be addicted. My analysis by listening to those few lines is that he has been addicted to alcohol, and he's obviously not anymore currently, but he is still struggling with that inner demons and that inner addictions, and he is trying to turn to God at that type of, what you would say, that crossroad.
Been hell and back. I got scorched hair in this Gucci cap. I got empty bottles and a million follows. I regret swallowing the Ativan. Let's be real.
And obviously he speaks to, in the sense of what I'm picking up from that line, where he's mostly focused on his followers. He's trying to picture, or to the listener or to the viewer yourself, that even though he got these followers and things like that, he still has things that he's battling with. So it's almost like attaining success and money. It doesn't mean that you don't have things that you're battling with. So he's just trying to overlay or relay that message currently through that lines.
Real. I resent the way that I feel. I pretend that it's cool, but I miss getting drunk, and I'm angry that God doesn't help when I kneel. I said my.
And sometimes we feel that type of emotions once we overcome an addiction. Even myself, once we overcome over addiction, we start to look back and like, oh, it was so nice when we were going through the emotions, but we don't realize the people that are outside that were probably wanting us to pull away from those addictions. And sometimes you get that feeling of you miss the things that you used to do back when you were still struggling with it. That comes up. And then the also thing is, when we pray, sometimes we feel like God isn't listening, but that is the fact is that God answers on his own time.
My prayers, when I got clean, it just got worse. I quit doing drugs and I pleaded with Jesus to save me, but he didn't hear my words. That don't work, it hurts. I went to church, now
and sometimes, like, I just want to relay on that line. When you say things like you pray to Jesus and it doesn't work, it really isn't like that. Like, obviously I prayed also, and I felt that at a certain stage, and then later in life is when God actually came to call to me, because God, it doesn't work, like I said, doesn't work in your time. So yes, at the moment, even if you probably listening, you probably pray to Jesus, it's all about patience, all about time. Yes, you might pray, you might feel like it hasn't worked, but eventually God will come, because God hears every prayer that comes to his ears. I believe so.
I need liquid courage, whiskey in my glass. I take the knives out of my back to stir it. Go to hell and back again, then show you burns to prove I earned it. I need shots of God to gain the strength I need. I'm just a person. I pray on my way to the liquor store that they lock the door, 'cause I'll lay at my grave if the whiskey pours like it did before. I'm scared, I send out a prayer. Can anybody hear me? Is anybody there? 'Cause honestly it hurts, and every day's worse. I keep buying whiskey when all I need is church.
And so, for example, for me, it's like this song relates to a point of his life, probably, that he has overcome this addiction, but he's still hoping and praying to God, even though I don't know what his belief in God is. But it's great to how can I say, parallel this to somebody in your own life, that somebody might be not fully with God, but he does obviously come to God, pray and things like that, which is great. You have to give people time, because God works in his own way. But the positive thing is that you actually speak about God, so that you know that this is, you have deep down inside of you, there's something telling you that there's hope when you speak to God, and that is great because eventually God will come to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we like some of us, if you're Christian, you can relate to this. There are times when you thought that God didn't hear you and your prayers were useless, but then eventually later on God does come to you. So the great thing about it is just you got to give people grace and allow God to work through them. So I'm gonna obviously only play Tom McDonald because yeah, I only wanted to review Tom McDonald, and if you wanna watch, you can watch the full video, but I'm gonna skip the next part.
And every day is worse. I keep buying whiskey when all I need is church. I can't read, but the Bible's still with me.
And that's a great thing that for me that's like a sign of hope. Even though I am sure you can read, I'm sure you can. Even though like he's trying to analyze make a line of terms of maybe he doesn't read his Bible too much. That's how I would take it. You know, the lyrics are always layered. So, but he still has a Bible. So the Bible does provide hope in that sense that he still keeps it instead of just throwing it away and thinking that it's useless. You understand?
My eyes can't see from the bottles of whiskey. I don't believe anybody will miss me.
And sometimes on this line where he's saying he feels like it's like a sense of depression, you know, everybody goes through that depression state where you feel like you're not worthy, or you feel like nobody will miss you and you're dead and things like that, because it's almost like we all had those cycles when we're depressed for a week. Maybe we're having a bad week, things are not going well at work or school, anything like that, and then we always get that sense that things are like that, but it's not true, because eventually you'll make it 2 weeks later and then you feel like, oh no, you back into your normal state of thinking. Then you the great thing about that is sometimes it comes goes, but you always have a reference point to know whatever is happening. It's not really the way it is. It's just a feeling that you're currently feeling, and that you should pray and continue to trust God to overcome you, push you through those feelings, you know, because eventually you have been so long on earth. I'm sure you can make it through anything.
And I'm on my knees. Tell me, God, are you listening? I pray on my way to the liquor store that they locked the.
And so the thing about that line, I pray on my way to the liquor store that they lock the door, it's like a sense of he doesn't want to fall back into his addiction. So obviously a liquor store doesn't close its doors because they probably 24 hours, most of them, because they want to make money. But that would be the first layer, that he doesn't want to fall into his addiction. Second layer would be that he's praying and hoping that God will kind of close opportunities for him to go find himself back into that position where he is getting into his addictions. And obviously the third layer would be that he's praying, even though he kind of hopes in God, but he's not sure, because the way he's saying that he prays and he's wondering if God hears him, but he hopes that God actually helps him not to go into his addiction. That would be the third layer. So he does have a sense of hope, and in order to have a sense of hope, you must have a sense of faith and belief. So that's what I can dissect from that line in the chorus.
I'll lay in my grave if the whiskey pours like it did before. I'm scared, I send out a prayer. Can anybody hear me? Is anybody there? 'Cause honestly it hurts, and every day is worse. I keep buying whiskey when all I need is church.
Yeah, so this song is super dope. I really like the instrumental. It has like a rock type of hip hop vibe to it. So I would suggest that you check it out. I'm not it's up to you whether you want to be a fan or what. It's up to you. But that's my reaction. And if you have comments or anything that you want to drop in the comment section so that I can see if we relating and that we are actually seeing the same. We are actually hearing the same lyrics and seeing this same picture that he's trying to paint, because in music there's always layers to things, and obviously I depict things different to what you see in it. So for me, this song is basically on addiction and how he overcome it, but he doesn't feel like he overcome it. And sometimes we also go through moments like that. We overcome an addiction, but we really feel like we haven't. Have we actually done something great? But the thing is, people are struggling with addictions, and it's actually a great thing to overcome it. And I always believe that God is able to assist you with that. So yeah, this is my reaction of Tom MacDonald. drop a comment, and if you like the video, hit a like button. If you don't like it, you can thumbs up. It doesn't matter to me. It's all positive for me. I always take it as positive criticism that I need to actually work on myself. But if you haven't subscribed to the